Hey guys, Fear880 and welcome to another installation video. Now, by the title, you already know what I'm going to do, but many of you asked me, well, if you installed a light bar, why not the headlights? Well, stuff from Canada takes a little time to get to the United States. Any one of y'all going to Canada after the election? We won't talk about the election or anything on this, but I was up, I saw everything. I went to bed at 4 something in the morning. I'm a little bit tired, but I'm super excited that the arrival from Canada is here. So let's get to it. G8s for the headlights, G7 for the fog lights. And there's a specific part number that you have to look up on a specific website. I ordered these from carlightingsource.com. Now, again, the website is carlightingsource.com. I paid full price for these. These were not given as a freebie to do a plug-in or a shout-out or anything. But I saw their ad on Facebook on my news feed, and I was very impressed. So we've got this done. This is awesome. Now let's go ahead and take care of this. What I'm going to go ahead and do is take my grill off and then do each individual bulb, because you got to adjust the LED light, and let's see what happens. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come under here behind my grill, and there's a red tab. I'm trying to remember how I did this from a while back. And if you push the tab out, pull it out, push in, and voila, your connector's undone. Push the connector tab in, push in, pull out. On these trim fasteners, all you gotta do is just get a flathead screwdriver, come underneath, pull it up just a little bit until it stops. You can use a trim, well, you can use a trim tool piece, and then it pops right out. I try to keep this piece together, but it doesn't always work that way. In fact, I'll just use this to do the entire thing. Let's see what happens. I have all the fasteners on the top taken out. Now here comes the fun part. Remember this? Remember that? So now when I go to try to pop this grill off, somehow I've got to move it all at once, because unless I want to cut the wires in the back of the light bar, which I don't. Otherwise, if you don't have a light bar in the front, you can easily just start taking the grill off, and basically what you do is you kind of come over here into the corner and pull, because there's a tab here on the other side, and I believe there's a one or two on the other side here, and then this is already released. And all we're trying to do is just gain access to the headlight bucket, which you can kind of see the mounting bolts right there. Let's kind of show this here, how this comes out. All right, so one's loose there. So there was that one right there. Same thing over here. Just be careful and work your way around it. So that tab is released, and now we have full access to the headlight buckets. So after looking over everything, I think the easiest solution, since this is just 2 bolts, is just to go ahead and take the light bar off as a whole. That way I don't have to mess with any adjustments, and I should have enough wire where I can just drop it in the front. So let's see what happens. That's perfect. That couldn't have worked out any better. Now I have full access to the headlight buckets. I'm going to get me an extension here real quick for the, it's a T15 Torx bit. Let me get an extension for this. Got the last bolt out, and here is our connector. So we're going to pull this red tab back, push and pull. And that is that. So first things first, we have 2 tie wraps. We have something. product manual. Looks like we've got some double-sided tape. I'm guessing that's for these. And then we have the actual bulb itself. Let me look at the manual real quick. So I've taken a factory ball belt and I've set it there. The instructions, I'm going to be honest with you, they're kind of pretty vague. I mean, it doesn't say anything. Okay, oh, I'll tell you, there it is right there. Tips for the lighting a pattern to adjust it. So that's what I was curious about, but it's got a lock screw in there, so I don't know. Let's stick one in here and just see what happens. So, let's try this. What I had to do is remove the O-ring from the factory bulb, or where it was set in. And now it appears to lock right in place. Yep. All right, see what happens. Got that plugged in there, and I'm going to screw this tight. Time to plug this into the factory slot. And that's it. I've got one of the bolts in there as a temporary to hold it in. And let's see what happens. Ooh, wait. That is pretty bright. Now, the correct light pattern is supposed to be right here. I've already taken a picture of that. There is a little plastic bag inside the box that comes with an Allen wrench, and it appears that you do have to remove the set screw. And I guess there's various places where it can go so you can get the correct adjustment. Let's try this again. That's it right there. It's going to be right there. So I'm going to just rotate that just slightly and then put the set screw in, and we'll check it again. Set screws in place. We'll go ahead and put this back into place. And when I turn the headlights on, we should have a nice looking beam. Let's see. That was my biggest worries, was doing that adjustment process. So if that was that easy, then I definitely give a thumb. Yeah, look at that. That's perfect. Or that's a heck of a lot better than it was. So that's adjusted correctly. Let's go ahead and get this mounted and check it out. Perfect. 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 That's cool. I've routed the box sort of up behind the headlight on the driver's side near the windshield washer tank. I'm going to deal with that here in a little bit. My main goal was to make sure the beam was correct. That really couldn't have been any easier than the website did make it look easy, but you know, until you do it, you have that, you know, can I do that or not? So I'm going to go eat dinner right now. Time to do the passenger side headlight, and that's it. Then we move on. I don't think we'll do the fog lights just yet, but we'll do those here shortly. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Let's see what it looks like. Very nice. Ooh, those are bright. Those are bright. So let me show you the before picture, and then here's the after. Not too bad. And then the puny fog lamps, I know. Dinner's done. Kids are fussing. Time to get to the fog lamps. I gotta take this, it looks like I'm gonna take this plastic piece off here. Now, I try to reuse these pieces right here, and this can be a real pain in the butt. And the reason being is you have this. Now, the correct, well, I don't know the correct way of doing it, but from my understanding, you're supposed to dispose of these, and it does have a Phillips head slot on the top, but 9 times out of 10, you can't get these to turn. One way you can do it is if you find a small screwdriver bit or a nail or some sort of something like that, you can hammer this gently into this whatever this thing is, anchor, and then I've used this ratchet right here that's got a screwdriver bit type end on it, and then just slowly ratchet it out. Now this side came undone fine. This side didn't. And then I basically pressed it all the way through, which should now allow me to pull these up. These are little boogers right here. I remember when I put the rugged ridge bar in. Okay, so that came out fine. Let's try this side. This ought to be fun. Let's see. Okay. And I just heard the piece that's left from this fall down. Got the piece off. Probably a good thing I didn't film it. Couple of choice words. But there is your fog lamps. Pretty self-explanatory. Let's see if we can get these suckers out. That was a booger. On a fog lamp, it basically just clips in. So you've got to depress the clip on both sides and then pull out. Yep. Very interesting. So here are the G7s. I don't know how those are going to fit in. Let's see. Oh, cool. Wait a second. So there's the connector, I'm guessing. Oh, okay. So they have the same mount. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I don't see an adjustment on these, so these will be whatever it is. I think. I don't know. I see something there. Holy moly, he's dirty. We've run into a problem. I promised my viewers, if I ever had a problem with an installation or a product, I will tell y'all the truth. And here's the truth. Ready? So I took the top panel off to gain access to get behind here to get to the fog light. This is what a fog lamp looks like from the back of it. Pay close attention if you ever want to try to do this, because the fog lamp bulbs are very different. I guess this is the new style. I guess this shows how long it's been since I've worked on a car. A newer style. So these are some of the newer style fog lamp bulbs, and of course they just, okay, hold on. There's tabs. You have, hold on. Here we go. Hold on. You have a tab here, and then you have two tabs here. Why does that matter? A tab here, two tabs here. So it doesn't just screw in like an old fog lamp bulb used to. You got to line the tabs up. And the factory one slides in perfectly fine and clicks. No problems at all. In fact, I don't want to put it in yet. The problem with the fog lamp LED bulbs, it appears that the rubber O-ring is too large in diameter, or there's not enough material taken away on the lip of it. And when you go to put it in, it just sits there and rocks back and forth. It will not slide in for nothing. Now, if you take the O-ring off, slides right in, no problem. But that will allow moisture in there and so forth. So, these fog lamp bulbs will not work. 4 hours later. I put the, golly, man, I'll tell you. This is, when you do aftermarket stuff, I mean, anybody who owns a Jeep, heck, any car, I mean, you know you're gonna run into stuff. So let me show you. I knew it. I remember when I put this on, I had the most poo-poo of a time trying to get this on. I know a lot of people butcher these things up and stuff. I actually got this off without taking a bar off, but I took the bar off to put it back on. That's how much trouble this was. If you don't have the rugged ridge bar, this is simple as can be. As you saw just in the previous video, took the Foglight out and brought it inside the house to try to fiddle with it. Won't work. The diameter of the aftermarket fog lamps, I mean, it's just such a hair. But the O-ring will not fit into the fog lamp assembly correctly, and it won't seat correctly. So I don't trust it. It's not going to happen. So I put the factory fog lamp bulb back in. At least we got the headlights taken care of. And I'm going to go ahead and put the rugged ridge bar on now, and then get everything put back together. So, you know, it's not that, I am sort of bummed that I didn't get the fog lamps taken care of. I knew it. I knew there was going to be something up with those. Headlights went very, very easy, and I know they're going to look great. Trust me, the rugged ridge bar, I remember what I went through to get that thing on. And I knew it's just 4 hours later. Let me get this thing put together. We are done. We are done. Let's go for a ride. Backing up in the pitch dark. Luckily, I've got my backup camera. We have people who walk at all hours of the evening, but I also want to show y'all full illumination, low beams. So let's do this. Ready? Ooh, that's neat. My puny fog lamps. That's sad. 4 days later, after cooling off, brainstorming some ideas, the thought came to me about the O-ring. The O-ring's the only issue. The fog light bulb is fine. Everything else seems fine. The headlights rock. The only thing I'm going to have to do is adjust both headlights and bring them just a hair. But they are incredible. So I wanted to get the fog lights done. I did write the manufacturer or the supplier, and everything was great, but I wasn't ready to return them yet. And this is what I came up with. I have an O-ring set here, and I got another one in here somewhere. I got a bunch of O-rings. I have no idea why I bought them, but this is the one time it is come in handy. So this is the O-ring that came with the original LED bulbs. And in fact, the factory uses the same style. Now, I'm pretty sure this is some heat, blah, 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 blah O-ring. And I'm taking a chance at this. But this size O-ring right here, it is smaller in diameter, just by a little bit. But when you put it on the fog lamp bulb, see if I can focus this in here. It's definitely given, and it's coming off the lips, so it is sealing. And I just got that fog lamp bulb on, so let me show you. I took a rag and I cleaned this part of the bumper off, double-sided tape. So here's the junction or the controller box for the LED, and the LED is nice and firm inside the housing now. To get an easier access to this, I took the air dam off the bottom of the Jeep instead of going through the top again. And I'll be honest with you, this was a pain in the butt to get off. One last thing, let me show you the difference between the factory and the LED. There's your difference. That's a huge, huge light output right there. I'm pretty sure it's legal because that's a big difference. But I like it though. I mean, it really makes a difference. If you own a Jeep, you you know how horrible those headlights are, the factory ones. All right, both fog lamp bulbs, LED bulbs, are installed. You can see the controller boxes I have mounted right there in the metal part of the bumper, and they fit very nicely, so we're good to go. Now it's time to put this air dam back on. This is what holds the air dam in. These are those poo-poo little thingamajiggy bolt, not even bolts, plastic fasteners that you see on that cover and also the air dam. So be prepared when messing with these, because 9 times out of 10 you cannot get these to unscrew, and you've got to somehow force these out without breaking them. And I don't think these are terribly cheap, so that's what you've got to do to get that off. Did the air dam help? Yes and no. If you didn't have a rugged ridge bar, you can get that top panel off much easier. And you can actually gain access. That's the only way you can remove the entire fog lamp assembly. That was the only way that I could mess around and find out that I had issues with the O-rings and stuff. Trying to do that stuff with the housing still in the Jeep was impossible. That's the catch-22. Removing the air dam and doing it from below, you're dealing with the fog lamp housings direct instead of trying to do like a V, trying to work behind them and stuff. So to take the fog light housings out, you've got to take that top panel out. Just to keep them in the Jeep, you can access it through taking the air dam off, but you cannot get the housings out from below. That was a pain. But it did work out much better, and they look great. I'll show you here in a second. Let's go for a test drive. So those are the headlights. Let's get out of my driveway here. See that little gap right there in between the headlights? That's the only thing I've got to adjust. I just got to bring them together a little bit more, and that gap will be gone. Oh, wait. Man, what a difference. Yeah, that's pretty bright. And then when you hit the light bar, ooh, doggy. That's impressive. I like that. Long video, huh? I know. You should be on my end 4 days later, but got everything figured out. And hopefully this video, again, these videos are for you guys. These videos are for people that are like me. Hey, I wondered what it's like to install LED lights. Now, I know there's probably 100 other videos out there, but this is the real deal. This shows you exactly what you're going to run into. If I would have saw my own video, I'd be like, okay, this makes sense. Expect this. And it helped not trying to do everything in one night. The upgrade is unbelievable. The quality of light that you get out of the headlights now and the fog lamps just makes driving at night so much easier. And I like this way because, one, you're not messing around with the factory wire harness. You're not messing with the factory headlight bulb or fog light bulb. I've seen some HID conversion kits. In fact, one of our family friends, she has a Jeep Wrangler, and she can't drive at night because the HIDs flicker really bad. And it's not flickering because of the ballast issue. The wire harness is got a cold solder joint somewhere, and her headlights are completely unreliable. In fact, we'll probably do a video on it here, converting it back to normal, unless she can get enough money to do this upgrade kit. She's actually getting my old headlight bulbs so she can drive her Jeep at night. Cost of this, I'll have to, while I'm talking about this, I'll post the costs that I spent on these. Sometimes they run some specials where you can get percentages off on coupons and so forth, but I want to say it was $93 plus or take per bulb, or per set. The G8s went in the headlight, the G7s went in the fog lamps, but for under $200, you get this. Very, very, very well worth it. Probably one of the more important upgrades that I've done to the Jeep. In fact, believe it or not, the wife the other night actually said, you spend more time and more money on your Jeep now than you do me. And my wife doesn't complain. So give some love to the wife and everything. Give us a thumbs up. Say, hey, tell your husband thanks for making that video. Click subscribe or like around here. We will see you soon.